Well, hey everybody. Welcome to the update preview stream. This is Bugs here. I'm joined today by Artemis and Miss D. Say hi, guys.
Hey everyone.
Hello, hello.
So, what do we have going on this week? Well, we are actually on the Charitable Rust event server because we are just like a day or two away from Charitable Rust kicking off. And in fact, a lot of the festivities do kick off today with regards to the skins, the Twitch drops, and the item store skins. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a little preview of the skins and what the item store stuff is looking like. We're also going to go through and show off a little bit of the server and what you can expect if you want to hang out and participate in Charitable Rust this weekend. And of course, as always, we're going to go through a little bit of what's going on in development news. Now, before we get into it, real quick, what's going on with server wipes? Well, it is the weekly Thursday wipe servers wiping today. So that's your mains, your smalls, your barons, and your Zen labs. And those wipe at the regular scheduled time for the region, which is 3 p.m. local time. That means EU servers wiped like 3 hours ago. AU and SEA wiped like 12, 13 hours ago. And the US servers will wipe in 2 hours at 3 p.m. EST. So that's what's going on with the Rustafied server wipes. So given we are just a week away from the update hitting last week, there isn't a ton to show off on the staging server. And there's not a ton really to display, as there generally is the week after an update. There's just not a lot going on publicly on staging at that point. So we decided, hey, we'll come on over to the Charitable Rust event server because that's kicking off on Saturday. Saturday and Sunday is when the event is taking place. And we'll show off a little bit of what to expect on the Charitable Rust event server as well. And I want to go through just a little bit about what's going on this weekend and what we're supporting and all that stuff. So, real quick, this is the ninth Charitable Rust that we've run so far, that we're running. So we've done 8 years previously, and we've raised over $1 million for various charities over those 8 years. And this year, we're very proud to be supporting Charity Water, which is an amazing organization that supports bringing fresh water to communities all over the world who need it. And it's not like they just go in and drop like bottles of Dasani around on people and say, hey, you got your water, peace. They actually go into the communities, work with the communities, create wells, create technologies to provide not only water right now for the community that needs it, but also make sure that they sustainably have that water going forward to really bootstrap and help the communities out. And we actually supported Charity Water in 2018 and raised a good amount of funds for them. And we loved working with the organization, and we're really, proud of what they do. And so we decided to work with them again this year because, hey, water is like a fundamental thing in the world. So really happy to be supporting them. Now, there are a couple ways to support. The main way that generates historically most of the money is through the item store skin. So I want to give a huge shout out to Facepunch for once again supporting the event and helping us put these 4 item store skins on the item store, where the proceeds of all this go towards this amazing cause as well. So there's 4 skins on the item store. There's 2 guns, an AK, an MP5. There is a garage door, which is like a submarine inside of a submarine garage door kind of thing. And there is a hoodie. And we went with this kind of Hawaiian floral print theme hoodie just because we like the vibes of it. So we've got the skins going live on the item store. They should be live on the item store now. And once again, the proceeds of all the charitable Rust skins sold this week go towards this amazing cause. And historically speaking, that's where the majority of the funds come from. These skins are exclusive to this week only. So they're bound to your account. They're not tradable. You won't be able to get these after this week. So if you want an opportunity to own these exclusive skins and you want to support this great cause, then I encourage you to check out the item store and pick up the skins. One cool thing about the garage door, we just scrolled by it, is it does have a porthole in the middle you can see through, actually. So there is a good utility to specifically that garage door skin, because you can actually see out of it. It's one of the few garage door skins you can actually see through. And then there's also, on top of the 4 skins on the item store, there's 5 generic Twitch drops going on. Now, the Twitch drops have not started yet. They will be starting in the next like hour. So at 2 p.m. Eastern, so like in 55 minutes. Now, it should be pretty easy to get these drops. We heard the community previous years on these drops, and some people complained that there wasn't enough time on the weekend to get the drops, and people wanted to get the drops but couldn't, and they couldn't find a participating streamer that was streaming with the drop and everything like that. So what we did this year was we just made the drops not only go for an entire week, but they're all generic general drops. So literally you can watch anyone throughout this week, and anyone streaming Rust, that is, and you will be able to get these 5 exclusive Twitch drops as well. And I'm really thrilled with how they came out. A huge shout out to the skin creators and the whole skin creator community for supporting this event and working really hard on having these skins come out really awesome. And yeah, just a huge shout out and a huge thank you to all the skin creators who helped make this happen as well. But yeah, that's what we've got with regards to the skins. Now, the other thing going on this weekend is there's actually an opportunity for you all to play a weekend wipe, because if we go outside of this hub area and we look down, we can see there's an entire map down there. So that's all to say, this year we're doing Charitable Rust a little different. If you have participated in previous years, you might be like, wait, this is very different. So what we decided to do is, for the main event server, on top of doing like the art contest and the talent show and the parkour and the races and stuff like that that you're used to in previous years, we also decided to have a 2x vanilla gameplay weekend wipe going on below. And so what we did was, we've got this awesome map. It's a custom map by BXR Flip, called Synecdoche. And this is a map that we've played a couple times on our ZenLab servers. So you might have had the opportunity to already experience this map. But if you haven't, it's a really cool custom map. It's vanilla friendly, but it's got some custom monuments. It's got a whole bunch of cool looking landmarks and all this stuff. And it's just a great mix of gameplay for the weekend. And so we've ramped up the gather and the smelting and everything. So it's 2x. And what we're going to do is open the server up at 10 a.m. Eastern on Saturday and have a weekend wipe that will go to 11 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. And so people who want to participate in the event, while they're participating, they can also go and play just an accelerated wipe, weekend wipe, on the grounds below. And then what we've got going on upstairs is a couple different events, some of which you'll recognize from previous years. But the main thing to note is, if you want to play the weekend wipe, then once again, Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern is when the server opens. We're going to be streaming for 12 hours like we normally do on Saturday, starting at 11 a.m. Eastern. And we're going to stream from this event server. And then we've also got Nexus and the guys over at Oil Team who are doing an event. And I believe Fancy Orb is going to take over the stream for a couple hours midday and show off the awesome event they're doing. They're doing a Hunger Games on Saturday, and they're doing a Protect the President event on Sunday as well. So they're putting on some cool events that we'll be featuring this weekend as well. But you guys can join and play the wipe starting once again Saturday morning. And it's just going to be connectplay.charitablerust.com in console. And we should also have the server up on the official list as well. So it should be pretty easy to connect to. And so you can just play a normal wipe, an accelerated 2x weekend wipe. And then throughout the whole weekend, we've got some other events going on. So there is going to be a talent show. There's actually going to be 2 talent shows on Saturday. And people will just get up and share their talents, and then we've got some great prizes for the winners and everything like that. We did this last year and it was an awesome time. We've also got some parkour challenges on this map as well, and we've got the art contest, which is a loved and tried and true event that we've done for years and years. And we've also got a bunch of car races as well that we'll be running. And we've got some floating races, and then we've got some races, some sprint races actually through the actual map where people are going to be doing gameplay, and then 30 or 40 cars will spawn and race through the gameplay area as well. It should be pretty fun. So what we did was we had the normal map below, and then we had BXR Flip and a guy named Woat, some really talented map creators, create these floating islands above. And so what we're floating around now is the hub area. And the hub area is where you can go and chill and hang out. You can skin some items. Once you get your Charitable Rust skins, you can gamble and play some games. And you can also teleport to the other parts of the map, the other floating islands. So you'll just do /hub to get to the hub if you want to get up here. And then there's teleport zones to the other floating islands. And basically, there are 4 art contest islands, and we can go show off a sneak peek at that as well, where you can go and claim a picture and then start participating in the art contest. There's a parkour island with some parkour challenges varying in difficulty, and then you get scrap prizes when you get to the top of the parkour. And there is the talent show arena as well. There's this like cool amphitheater that we've created where the judges are up front, and uh, you can be in the audience and everything and hear the talent show go on and stuff like that. So really excited about this. It's like the first iteration of this kind of new way of going about Charitable Rust. We've already got ideas for next year. We want to bring back Carnival Island. We want to have a spooky island and stuff. But really excited about trying out this new kind of format for the weekend. And hopefully it gives more people an opportunity to participate and play the game and all that stuff as well. So yeah, really stoked about that. Now, on top of the Charitable Rust main event server, as I mentioned, Nexus and Oil Team and Fancy Orb are doing 2 events throughout the weekend. There's Hunger Games on Saturday, and then on Sunday, there's Protect the President. And then also Rustaholics on Saturday is doing a building contest where it's a base building competition for people who want to build creative bases and all this stuff. And we've got, by the way, all this information is on rustafied.com and also charitablerust.com. You can go to charitablерust.com/schedule to see a schedule of the events for the weekend. And I encourage you to join up on the Charitable Rust Discord, charitablerust.com/Discord, to be apprised of the events and everything like that. Now, Artemis, as you're um, scrolling around here, is your body back at the hub?
Yeah, that's the issue for the
Oh,
minute. I
okay.
was gonna say I'll have to move.
Yeah, because there are art, uh, but they're all blank anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but
But there are blank canvases here as well, and this is where the art contest will be. And you'll basically be able to go up to a canvas. And we did this new thing this year. And shout out to Nexus and the guys over there who really helped us out with the plugin end of things this year. They really did an awesome job at streamlining some of this stuff. But you'll basically, to participate in the art contest, you can just go to any of the art islands. There's A, B, C, and D, and then you can go up to a blank sign and do /claim in chat, and then you can start painting, and that ensures that you have ownership of that painting and that no one else will be able to mess with your painting and everything. And then, like previous years, you'll have like the whole day Saturday pretty much to do your art and everything. And then towards the end of the day, we'll do some voting. We'll select some finalists and then do some public voting on the top 3 art contest winners. And we've got some cool prizes. We've got Loot Room donated some weapons to send out to people, some 3D printed stuff. And we've got VIP prizes and all that stuff. So super stoked about that. But yeah, also on Saturday, we've got Rustaholics is doing their building contest, and there's connect info for that on rustafied.com. That's going to open up at 11 a.m. Eastern, and you'll have 7 hours basically to 6 p.m. Eastern to do the uh, building event, build whatever base you want, and then they'll be judging at 6 p.m. and some prizes handed out for that. And then also on Sunday, Rust Reborn is doing a Bed Wars event as well. And you can see more information about that at charitablerust.com/bedwars. But it's all to say there's a couple communities doing a couple events this weekend, all raising funds for this amazing cause, all raising funds for Charity Water. which once again, bringing fresh water to those around the world who need it most. And of course, water is the most like fundamental resource you can have, and everything grows and springs out of that. And so, really providing fresh water to those communities that don't have it is like one of the most impactful things that can be done to improve those communities. And so, yeah, just really thrilled about supporting them as well. So that's a little bit about Charitable Rust. Once again, the main server opens up Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, and we'll be streaming from this channel for 12 hours, 11 a.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern, and there'll be a bunch of other events throughout the weekend. Really excited to have you join up. Check out the item store once again. Specifically the 4 Charitable Rust skins on the item store. The proceeds of that go towards supporting this amazing cause. We also have a Tiltify campaign open where you can already donate funds to. And so all that is opened up, and the Twitch drops are going live in 45 minutes. So the Twitch drops will go live right at the turn of the hour and be live all week long. The Twitch drops, really excited about the skins for this year. We've got the Hawaiian print theme, and the hoodie is available for purchase on the item store. And then the pants are part of the Twitch drops. So you get the whole set by participating in both. And yeah, just really cool stuff. So, real quick, I do want to talk a little bit about development news because this is an update preview stream. Now, once again, given we are just 1 week since the big update in Force Wipe, there's not a lot to show off on staging, which is why we decided to come over to the Charitable Rest event server and preview that. But nevertheless, there is some cool stuff going on in development. One of the main things that they're working on is the Halloween event, which we expect to start up next Thursday, a week from today. I believe that's when the Halloween event is going to go live on the 19th. And it'll probably run for 2 weeks through the end of the month to the November update. And if you've ever participated in a Rust Halloween event before, then you'll have some idea of what to expect. There's some spooky costumes. There's going to be the trick or treat event, it looks like, going on. I don't know if there's going to be the Frankenstein's monsters and stuff. There might be. There's also some new costumes coming as well. They've fixed up a bunch with the Ghost Sheet costume, which you've seen before. There's also a Dracula costume, and it looks like maybe a stake associated with that. And just some other spooky stuff coming in for the Halloween event. So the team at Face Punch is working on getting that Halloween event ready and together. And once again, we expect that to go live next week. And we will on Rustafied.com, as always, have a full summary of what you need to know as a player for the Halloween event, what you can expect to participate in, and what's included in all the drops and all that good stuff. Now, also in development news, we've got some work on the Rail Network link. And we, in fact, have some pictures from the developers on what this Rail Network link is going to kind of look like. And this has been worked on for several weeks now. It's been in progress. And it's cool to get visual clarification of what we presumed was going to be between the above and below ground rail network systems. So you can see basically it's just 2 rail lines which go from the top, the above ground, to the below ground. And it'll just allow trains that are above ground to go to the below ground stuff, and vice versa. Work carts that are below ground, you'll be able to bring them above ground. And it looks like there's going to be one of these rail network links probably at the main train monument. And then also there'd probably be another 1 or 2 just kind of around the map spawning. And so it should really make the whole rail network thing more connected and more diverse, because you can actually now, like, you're not stuck below ground if you start below ground, and you're not stuck above ground if you start there. So they're doing a lot of work on that rail network link. We do see a number of commits on that branch, and it's not clear if that's going to be merged in for November, but it does seem like they are pushing for a November launch of the rail network link. So I imagine we'll probably see this get merged in to the staging branch in the next 2 weeks or so, probably after the Halloween event stuff, if it indeed is coming in for the November update. But you can see, and shout out to Alistair for sending some of these screenshots to give us a little preview. You can see it's just a simple opening in the landscape with the two rail lines, and then, they go down. If you're above, you travel them down and vice versa. So that's the rail network link. Also in development, they're doing some fixes for that cached server browser. This went live last week with the update and had some things that need some tweaks and everything like that. So we're just seeing some fixes and tweaks to that cached server browser. There's also more work on an upcoming DLC. It looks like a base decor DLC is going to be coming in the near future. I do think, given the velocity of commits, it does seem like they're pushing to get this base decor DLC out for November as well. And from the looks of it, it's just a couple, it's exactly what the name would imply. A couple different items like some trophies, some planters, various different things that you'll use to decorate your base. And that should be cool because, that with the weapon racks and the various other things and the building skins, you can really start to have a really homey, cozy kind of decorated base with all this stuff. And so the base decor DLC is in progress. No visuals on that yet, but given the velocity of commits, I do think we're going to see that come for the November update. We will, of course, keep you posted as always. We're here every Thursday, same time, same place, to give you an update of what's going on staging. And of course, Rustafied.com, I do an article every Thursday, first thing Eastern time, which summarizes what's going on in development in text and pictures. Now, also being worked on, and we got a little sneaky preview of this, is this tutorial island that we've seen commits around, and we've seen a bunch of various things about this tutorial island for I want to say like 2-3 months now, and we're just getting a little sneak peek of it. Once again, shout out to Alistair for sending this to me the other day. He sent just like a little video that goes through, and you can get a sense for this is going to be for first time players playing the game, and it'll just it looks like its own type of server that will actually spawn for each player. It'll actually spawn like a small tutorial island just for that player. And then through the mission system, it looks like it'll kind of guide them through the basics of, gathering different materials, building, killing animals, and handling PvE instances, and various things like that. So it's just kind of gives some like ability to have people get their feet wet in a PvE environment, learn some of the basics of the game without having a whole team of geared people roll up on the beach and take them out. So this should be really nice for new people starting the game, and just having the learning curve be a bit easier for them. So that's what's going on Tutorial Island. Not sure if that's going to come in November. It looks like there's still a good amount of work to do. And if you think about all the different dynamics and fundamentals of the game, it's going to take a good amount of tutorials kind of, or missions, to really give the full scope of it. So not sure if that's going to wait another month or two before it goes live, or if we will see that go live in November. But as with all this stuff, we'll keep you posted as more comes to light as the month progresses. But also on top of that, in development, they did reduce the explosion force push on modular cars. This is after they increased it a bit last week with the update, but they increased it a little too much. Whereas in certain instances, the cars would just go flying when exposed to an explosion. And that was a little more than they were hoping for. And so they've toned that explosive force back a little bit. There's also a new thing coming in allowing planters to be picked up. That's going to check to make sure the planter is empty of plants. But if it is, you'll be able to pick up planters, which is cool. And also, just today, it looks like they added a fourth slot to the M39, so you can attach a scope, a muzzle, a laser, and an extended mag. So there's going to be the 4 attachment slots on that M39 coming. And they're also doing some more work on backpacks. And this is looking like it's going to use the same system the as the parachutes are, and it's just going to probably use the same UI slot as well. And based on the commits, what we were seeing, the backpacks, which was originally a Hack Week project, now it looks like that is coming full fledged into a actual like item, an actual production thing in the game. But the backpacks, it's likely going to use the parachute slot. And then it looks like, based on commits, it's going to increase the carrying capacity, your inventory capacity, by 25. That's at least what it was in the commits like weeks ago. All is subject to change, of course, but basically you'll be able to craft or find a backpack, and then you'll be able to carry around more stuff with it. No word on when the backpacks are going to be coming in. It does look like one of the primary projects being worked on by the developers now. So I think it's possible we could see it for November, but if not, I imagine it would be a month or so after that, because it is definitely out of concept limbo and it is actively being worked on. But once again, if you're just tuning in, we're over here showing off a little preview of the Charitable Rust event server, which is going to be live this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, starting Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. It is a 2x vanilla server that's going to just run a weekend wipe. We've got Synecdoche, the awesome custom map done by BXR Flip. And we've played that. We've done a couple map wipes on our ZenLab servers of Synecdoche already. It's a really cool custom map, very vanilla friendly and balanced, and just an awesome time. And we're going to be running that. And then above, we have these floating islands above, which has the hub, it has the art contest islands, it has the talent show arena, it has some parkour challenges, and there's also going to be races running throughout the whole day. The parkour and the races give, scrap as prizes, and then you can gamble that scrap or use that scrap in game however you like. And also, when you go up to the hub, which is done by just doing /hub in chat, the first time you'll be given a parachute. And then after that, you can actually buy a parachute at vending machines, and you can buy some costumes and stuff like that up here, just to dress up for the occasion if you so please. But you also can just freely jump off this hub at any time. Ideally, you do have a parachute, but we thought that would be a cool thing as well, to have people kind of parachuting off the hub and down into normal vanilla gameplay realm down below, and see what happens with that. So I'm sure that'll equate to some interesting scenarios across the weekend as well. But it's all to say we're really excited about this kind of new format for Charitable Rust this weekend. We've got MCs running our main stream uh, for the 12 hours on Saturday. So I will be there, but I'm not going to be the main MC this year. We've got Rainbirds, an awesome streamer, and we got Kaylee and Kaz as his co-MCs. So they're going to be leading up the Rustafied stream for the 12 hours on Saturday. And once again, the item store is updated, and it's got 4 item store skins, the proceeds of which all go towards this amazing cause. The skins this year on the item store, we've got an awesome AK skin, which is kind of water based. We also have an awesome kind of water themed as well MP5 skin that I think looks really, really cool. And it's got a little red dot for the site and everything, which is a little nice utility as well. And then we've got the costume, the hoodie and pants. The hoodie specifically is on the item store, and this is our kind of Hawaiian print, Hawaiian theme. We just like the vibes of the Hawaiian print, so we went with that this year. And the hoodie is available on the item store, and then the pants are as part of the Twitch drops. And then finally, for the last item store item, we have the garage door. And this is like, we went with kind of like a inside of a submarine kind of theme of the garage door. I know some people were like, what am I looking at here? Well, the idea was it's like the inside of a submarine looking out. But the really cool thing about this garage door, not only does it have lights and it glows and all that stuff, so you can see it easily, it has a see-through middle porthole. So that middle porthole you can actually look out of and see outside your base. And that's a utility that's pretty rare for garage doors. There are a couple garage door skins that have transparency, but there's not a lot of them. They're kind of few and far between. So this is a new one that actually has that transparency feature that you can actually see out of a bit. And once again, the proceeds of this all go towards this amazing cause. And a huge shout out to FaceBunch once again for supporting us with running this event and allowing these skins to go on the item store and being so generous as to donate their portion of the proceeds as well towards this charity. So really super stoked and thankful for Face Punch's support. And then, of course, on the Twitch drop realm, we've got 5 skins that are all generic drops. So we heard you guys in previous years, and we had people complain at previous events that they didn't have a chance to get the drops or whatever. There was, not enough time in the weekend and all that stuff. So what we did this year was we just made all the drops generic, meaning you can watch anyone playing Rust throughout the whole week. These drops once again go live in 30 minutes and they'll run for 7 days. And so throughout that entire time, you can watch anyone providing they have drops enabled. But as long as they're streaming Rust and they have drops enabled, then you'll be able to get these drops from them. So you don't have to watch a specific streamer or wait for someone specifically to be online. And it's not like you can only get them this weekend, but you've got a whole week to gather them. And there's an awesome locker skin. I love this wooden double door skin with like kind of that salt life vibe. And then there's 2 boxes which are really cool. The small box with the water and kind of that fluorescent vibe, and then we've got the large wood box, which is kind of like an aquarium, large wood box, and they both glow and everything and look cool. So yeah, really excited about that. And I see already, I was just checking the Tiltify campaign, and we've already raised over $900 for the event. So a huge thank you to everyone who's already donated towards the Tiltify campaign. Uh, and yeah, it's awesome to see this already kind of kicking off, even though the event officially starts this weekend. The skins are live as of now on the item store. The Twitch drops go live once again in half an hour. And once again, the drops or the item store skins are like bound to your account. They're not tradable. So you can only get them this week. We have so many people that are like, hey, is there any way I can get the, skin from 2 years ago, from Charitable Rust 2 years ago? And it's like, no, unfortunately you can't, because they are exclusive to the week of Charitable Rust. So if you want to get these skins and you want to support this amazing cause, once again, Charity Water, then I encourage you to hit up the item store and get as many of the skins as you can, or get them all if you can. But yeah, Miss D, do we have any questions from the audience?
Not a whole lot. Um, but I saw one saying, is this oh my God, purchasable? Is that how for other server owners, or is it, hold on, is it only for Charitable Rust, or can other people, server owners, buy it as well?
Yeah, anyone can buy the skins on the item store, and they're literally just normal item store skins. But whereas a lot of skins you might buy throughout normal weeks, you can then put on the marketplace and trade and sell and all that stuff. And meaning you can get, if you don't buy the skin the week it's live on the item store, you can buy it in the secondhand market. You can't do that with these skins. These skins are exclusive uh, and account bound. So if you buy them this week, you have them. If you don't, then you don't have them. But that's the 4 item store skins. And then once again, there's also the 5 skins on the Twitch drops.
I may have read that out wrong. Um, I think I said, does this map creator have other maps that you can purchase?
Oh, gotcha.
Hmm.
BX is working on some other maps. At the moment, we're mainly running them on our ZenLab servers, but I do think it would be awesome for BX to sell them to other server owners. I'm not exactly sure his stance on licensing or anything like that right now. But but if he does put them up for purchase, I would encourage you to get them, because He makes some really awesome maps. Once again, the map that we're running below these floating islands for this weekend wipe is the map Synecdoche, which is one that we've run on Zen Labs a couple times before. And it's a totally custom vanilla friendly map with some unique monuments. It's got, suspension bridges, and it's got some really cool stuff while still being vanilla friendly. And once again, if you're just tuning in, the event this weekend is split up between there's the floating islands above with PVE stuff, where like the art contest and the talent show and the parkour. And then below, it's just a normal PvP 2x vanilla gameplay wipe, which starts Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern and goes until Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern. And so you can just join up and play a normal wipe to support the event. And then throughout that, you'll see races going off, and you can participate in the art contest. You can come up and gamble some scrap and hang out at the hub. It's easy to get up here. You just do /hub and chat. And so it should be a good time. It's a little change from what we've done previous years with the event server, but I always felt it was kind of a missing for people to not actually be able to play the game on the event server. So we kind of combine them. We've already got plans and ideas for improving this and adding more floating islands next year. So I'm really excited with this concept. But yeah, that's what's going on with the server, and that will just be available. Anyone can join starting Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern, and it'll just be available at play.charitablерust.com if you use that connect command. And also, it should be on the official list, just as Charitable Rust 2023 event server as of Saturday morning. So definitely encourage you to check it out. It should be a good time.
When does the Halloween event start?
It's not, I don't think it's confirmed yet, but I believe it's next Thursday. I think it's a week from today on the 19th, and it'll probably run for 2 weeks until the November update.
Oh, let me see here. Can everyone join this Charitable Rust server, or do you have to be whitelisted?
As of the weekend of, everyone can join the Charitable Rust event server. It normally does queue up, but we'll try to max the population out as much as we can. A huge shout out to GSK, Game Server Kings, for providing the event server we're running off of. So they gave us a very powerful box out of Dallas that is running the server. So we should be able to crank up the population, but it is an open event for everyone to join. And if it's full, you'll have to wait in queue. But yeah, that's for everyone to join. And then also on top of that, there's some other organizations doing events the weekend of. So Nexus and Oil Team are doing a Hunger Games event on Saturday, and then a Protect the President event on Sunday. Also on Saturday, Rustaholics is doing a base building competition that anyone can join in starting at 11 a.m. Eastern. And the connect info and info for that is on rustafied.com, but also charitablерust.com/rustaholics. And you can see the whole schedule of events on charitablерust.com/schedule as well. And also the on Sunday, Rust Reborn is doing a Bed Wars event as well. So there's a number of events going on through the weekend on top of this main event server happening. And the Rustified stream is going to happen for 12 hours on Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern, to show off some of this stuff as well.
Someone was just asking me, I am at 2% for the small box drop already. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great. I guess the drops are live a little early. I thought they weren't going live until 2. But
Yeah,
oh
I see
yeah.
I'm on 5%
Yeah, I'm
actually.
at 6%. Look at that. Awesome.
Yeah,
So the drops are already live. Very cool.
nice. You're getting those drops now.
Yeah, and once again, the drops are generic or general for everybody. So as long as you're watching someone who is streaming Rust and has their drops turned on, you can get these. This was after, we had some feedback that it was hard to get some of the drops previous years and stuff like that, and we wanted the drops to be available to everyone and for them to have ample time to get them. So you've got an entire week starting now until next Thursday to watch any Rust streamer to get these drops. And then also, once again, I encourage you to check out the item store. We've got the 4 charitable Rust skins on there, the proceeds of which all go towards this amazing cause as well.
Foreskins, right?
Yep, the 4 skins on the item store.
Is there a limit so someone under attack can't just jump to the hub to get away?
Yeah, there is a combat cooldown timer. So if you are in the middle of combat and you do slash hub, it won't work. You have to wait like 30 seconds or maybe a little more. So there, we did account for that. There is a combat cooldown timer for getting to the hub, so people can't just chicken out last minute.
So some more people asking again now. Is there a new AK recall or just a recall?
Oh no, but there is a charitable Rust AK skin available on the item store. The proceeds of which all go towards this amazing cause. So I definitely recommend you check out the item store. And once again, just a huge thank you to the skinning community and specifically the skinners who made the skins that ended up the 9 skins total that ended up being a part of this event. It was really hard to pick this year because we had some really great entries, and yeah, just really thrilled with how they came out. And thank you, skin creators.
Do you know who won those contests?
Yeah, I still got it. I've been crazy getting this event ready, and I haven't officially announced the names. I mean, the people who made the skins know that they won because they're on the Twitch drops. But I've actually, that's one thing that I've totally dropped the fucking ball on. And sorry about that, skin creators. I love you. I will reach out. We've got prizes to give out for the skin creators who won, and we'll be handing those out next week. So don't worry, we haven't forgotten about you. But we have been just really focusing on getting the event server ready and everything related to the event ready. And so that's taken a little bit of a priority.
Someone is saying great thing you people are doing.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, I'm so thrilled. I mean, we started this 9 years ago. And 9 years ago, it was just this really small event where we just started a normal server and just built like this little carnival thing. And we raised like a couple grand on the day of for child's play. And then Gary came in after the event and matched everyone's contribution and doubled the total amount gained. And we raised I want to say like 6 grand or something total, and we were like, hot damn, this is so cool. And then since then, in the 8 years following, we have raised over $1 million for various charities. And each year for the last couple of years, we've raised well into the 6 figures. I am intending and hope that this year is the same. And I would love for this year to be the highest amount raised ever. But any amount really is great, and it's so cool how this event has grown from like this kind of little dinky thing to now a much bigger event. We've got more communities participating in, and just once again a huge thank you to Face Punch for the support with this event, because it would not at all be able to have the impact that it has without Face Punch's support with getting the skins on the item store and raising awareness. And they also changed the water jug in game to be yellow to match the charity water jug and logo. So all that stuff is just so appreciated because it really allows us to raise more for these awesome events. So yeah, just really thrilled with how this has grown over the years, and a huge thank you to everyone who's participated and supported throughout the years, because really this has such an impact. It has had such an impact on literally tens of thousands of lives. We've built schools in underprivileged countries. We've brought fresh water to communities around the world who didn't previously have access to fresh water and had to walk like 10 miles a day carrying buckets. We've given thousands of people access um, to the mental health support they need. And also, I want to acknowledge I've been kind of like a chicken with his head cut off getting this event ready. So part of me, if I am kind of disjointed with my language and my speech this stream, I am kind of all over the place mentally speaking, but it's all for a good cause, and I'm really thrilled with what we've done already, and really excited to see what comes of this event this year and how much we can raise to, and how many communities around the world we can bring fresh water to who at this very moment don't have access to it. So it's just so cool to see the Rust community, and especially it always gets like touted as being such a toxic community and everything like that. But It's so amazing to see us all come together and really have a positive impact on thousands and thousands of people around the world who will never meet, will never know, but nevertheless, how crazy is it that there's like communities out there that have access to fresh water? There's kids sitting in a school building right now in like South America learning, getting a friggin' education because of what we did the other year in this event. I mean, it really kind of blows my mind when I get the perspective on it, and it makes it all worth it, and it really warms my heart to see the community come together. So yeah, just all to say thank you everyone for participating and for taking part in this event, and a huge thank you to especially to people who uh, donate on the Tiltify campaign and purchase the 4 skins on the item store, because once again the proceeds of that all go towards this amazing cause.
Was it 7 or 8 schools we helped building,
I
like
believe
with the
the final
charity?
number was 8 schools we
Yeah,
built.
Yeah,
it's a
something
lot of
like that.
schools for
How crazy is
kids.
that? That's 8 schools with like hundreds of kids going to them. And that's not an education for just one group of kids 1 year. Think about it. Schools last years and years, decades. That's like for decades to come. Kids in various different communities. And that was just 1 year impact when we supported Pencils of Promise. And when we did charity water in 2018, we raised like 60 some odd $1,000, and that was enough to do freshwater initiatives in a bunch of different communities around the world. And since then, the our event Charitable Rust has grown so much, and with the skin sales and everything like that, we've really seen a lot more raised. And the past couple of years, we've raised over $200,000, and to think about what the impact that could have on the various people who literally don't have access to fresh water right now, it's so cool to get present to. So yeah, just infinite gratitude to you all.
Is the water jug permanently yellow?
No, it's just for this month as like a kind of raise awareness for Charitable Rust thing.
Nice. Folks, let's do a recap. I don't think there's more questions for now.
Yeah, we'll do a little recap. And actually, the Twitch drops have started. We thought they weren't going to start for another 15 minutes, but they seem to be live because I'm at 13% progress
We
towards
have
my
13.
roast drops.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, the Twitch drops are live. The item store skins are live, and both the drops and the item store skins will be live for this whole week. So until next Thursday. The drops, once again, are general drops. So you can watch anyone streaming Rust that has drops turned on. And we wanted to make the drops more accessible and available for people to get, because we heard your feedback in previous years and we wanted to make sure everyone can get these cool drops. The item store skins, not only do the proceeds all go towards Charity Water, this amazing cause that brings fresh water to uh, communities around the world who need it most, but on top of that, the skins are account bound and exclusive for this week only. So the only time you can get these skins is this week, and it's all going towards a good cause. So I encourage you, if you have the funds available to do so, go pick up one or all of the skins, because historically speaking, that's where 90+% of the funds raised go to. But we also have the Tiltify campaign. If you just want to give a couple bucks or something like that, we've got the Tiltify campaign live. I really should have had the donation link up for this stream, but I wasn't planning on doing too much on Charitable Rust yet, but we will have it all available uh, for the weekend. And you can just go to charitablерust.com and there's a donate link right there. So I encourage you to go check that out. We've already raised almost $1,000 last I checked. So that's so awesome. And thank you to everyone who's been generous and donated so far.
Um, yeah, recap, I think. And
Yeah, and
then
I'll
we
just do a
do have a
quick.
video at the end also, right? From Charitable, a
Yeah, we got
trailer.
some videos, a trailer of the skins and stuff like that, but I'll do a quick recap of development news, because that is, historically speaking, what we do on these update preview streams. Now, given it is just 1 week since the update and force wipe, there's not a lot to show off on staging. There's not a lot to show off in development news, but we do have a couple things. The Halloween event is being worked on as a main project by Facepunch, and it looks like the Halloween event will likely go live next Thursday on the 19th and probably run through the end of the month to the November 4th update. If you've ever had a or been a part of a Rust Halloween event before, then you'll recognize a lot of this. There's spooky costumes. It looks like there's going to be some new spooky costumes, including a Dracula cape. and things like that, and some interesting item store skins. And then there's a trick or treat event where you can go and get candy bags, and then you can upgrade those candy bags and get loot from the candy bags. And there may even be the Frankenstein's monsters making a return and things like that. So the Halloween event is going live, it looks like next week, and the devs are working on getting that event all ready to go. Also, there's more work on the Rail Network link, and this, we did get confirmation. We got some pictures from Alistair. Thank you. And shout out to him for sending us these pictures, where it is confirmed the rail network link is going to link up the above and below ground rail networks. And it's going to do so pretty easily, just with two kind of rail lines that go parallel to each other. And it'll just go down a slope to the underground rail network. And so that way, if you got a train and you want to bring it below ground, great, you can do so. And if you got a work cart and you want to bring it above ground, great, you'll soon be able to do so. No word on when this rail network link is going live, but we do expect it to go live, or I am thinking it's going live probably for November, just given the velocity of commits we're seeing. It might not make it for that, but I get the sense. I mean, and looking at the pictures, it looks like it's pretty ready to go. So probably in November we'll see this go live. It's going to be one at the train monument, and then there's going to be another one or two around the map. So you'll be able to have a couple different opportunities to go above or go below if you are traveling on the rails in Rust. Also, they're doing some fixes for the cached server browser. There's also a new base decor DLC being worked on. And I think this is another thing they're probably pushing to get out for November. And this is just based on commits, a bunch of different decorations for your base, like some planters, some trophies, things like that. So just a DLC that's not really going to do, it doesn't look like much for gameplay, but would be a nice thing for making your base more cozy and decorating it a bit more. So we're excited to get some visuals on that and get a full lowdown of what the different base decorations are. And stay tuned as we get later in the month. And as that gets merged in, we'll definitely let you know. There's more work on the tutorial island, and we did get a little video on the tutorial island, like a little preview of it. And this looks like if you're a first time Rust player joining the game, you'll be able to join one of these tutorial servers, and each player gets their own kind of tutorial island. And then kind of you go through this different couple missions. Basically, you get guided through utilizing what looks like the mission system to learn how to gather resources, to build a base, to hunt animals, and things like that. So basically, just a little hand holding, as we expected, for new players to kind of get the ropes of the game without being, you know, placed immediately into, some 500 pop server with a bunch of angry geared guys roaming the beach. So should be nice for new players to join up and kind of get the ropes of the game, so to speak. And that's Tutorial Island. Not sure when that's going to be going live, if that'll squeeze in for November, but it seems like there's probably a good amount of tutorials and stuff like that to build. So it might have to wait another month or so before we see it go live. Also going on in development news, we saw a reduction to the explosive force push on modular cars. This was a change that they did for the update and force wipe last week. They increased the explosive force, but that was a little much. And so they toned it back a little bit. And that will be going in, it looks like, in an update in the near future. They're also allowing planters to be picked up. So if the planter is empty of plants, you'll be able to pick up a planter as of the November update. They've also just added a fourth slot, the M39. So now you'll be able to attach a scope, muzzle, laser, and extended mag. So fourth item slot, or attachment slot, I should say, for that M39. And they're also doing more work on backpacks, which originally was that Hack Week development project that now is going into full production. And from the looks of it, they're tying it in to utilize the same functionality or UI elements as the parachutes, but instead of like where the parachute allows you to float down gracefully when you jump from a great height, the backpack is just going to give you, it looks like, an extra 25 inventory slots to carry around more stuff. No word on if that's going to like slow you down movement wise as you're walking or what, But we'll keep you posted as more comes to light on that backpack branch. But they are nevertheless moving forward on that. Not sure if that's going to come in for the November update, but we'll see. And we'll keep you posted on rustified.com. Once again, every Thursday, we do an article first thing Eastern time. And also, we're here every week, same time, same place on Twitch, 1 p.m. Eastern, to give you a preview of what's going on in Rust development. But once again, if you're just tuning in today, we are on the Charitable Rust event server. We're up in the hub area, and we're really excited to run this event this weekend where you will be able to play an accelerated 2x vanilla weekend wipe on the awesome custom map by BXR Flip called Synecdoche. And then throughout that whole time, you can do /hub and chat, come up to the hub area, which was also built primarily by BX, and also shout out to Wote as well, two very talented map makers who put all this stuff together for us. And there's like a jump zone up here, so you can grab a parachute and jump off and parachute into the PvP area. There's displays of the skins. There's a bunch of different opportunities to play games and to gamble. And then also from this hub area, you get to the different other floating islands like the art contest island, the talent show island, the parkour. And on top of all that, we're doing some races throughout the day so you can win some scrap by racing on some cars. And it's going to be really cool too because we have some sprint races that actually are taking place on the actual map below, on the road system of the map below. So people will be like playing the game, and then all of a sudden there'll be like 30, 40 cars racing through the area of the map as well throughout the day. And people will be jumping off the island and parachuting down. So it's vanilla gameplay, but there's going to be a couple wild cards in the mix too, and all for a good time, all for a good cause. So I really hope you all enjoy it. And that server is going to be open to everyone who wants to join. Once again, it's going live Saturday, first thing 10 a.m. Eastern, and it's going to be live all weekend. And you don't have to be whitelisted; anyone can join, but slots will be limited. And we'll be streaming on this channel as well for 12 hours the day of Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. I'm excited to have Rainbirds and Callie and Kaz to be the main MCs for that event. And we're just going to be having an awesome time, all raising funds for this great cause. But yeah, that about does it for a little recap. Anything else, Misty, before we wind this puppy down?
Uh, Two, I think. Is there a limits? No, never. That's the same. Never mind. Go back. Do you know if they are going to buff the train load?
No, I don't know anything about that yet. It wouldn't surprise me if they do make some changes to the trains, given they've got the rail network link being worked on, and that's going to, you know, link up the above and below ground rail networks. And given that, I would see it as an opportunity to shift some balance and some things with the train system. But I haven't heard any specifics yet on what that might look like.
Also, I saw someone ask, what if they don't get the drops on Steam? I think if you go to the FacePunch site where you sign up with your account, there's like a button where you, what is it called?
Yeah, you got to link your accounts. So go to twitch.facepunch.com and make sure your accounts are linked, because if your Twitch and your Steam account are linked, then you're not going to get the drops. So that's like first order of business. Make sure you go to twitch.facepunch.com and go through the link accounts process. And then the 5 item drops are live all this week, and they are generic drops. So that's to say you can watch anyone streaming Rust. You don't have to like specifically watch us or anyone else. We made it available for anyone who's got drops live who's streaming Rust is eligible for their viewers to get the drops, because we wanted these to be available to the masses and have everyone who wants to get it to be able to get it. And on top of the drops, once again, we've got the 4 skins on the item store, the proceeds of which all go towards this amazing cause. Once again, this year we are supporting Charity Water, and they provide fresh water to communities around the world who don't have access to it. And once again, it's not like they just drop bottles of Dasani on them and say peace. They actually go in and build wells and create technologies to provide fresh water to the community, not only now, but for years to come. And this really helps jumpstart communities. It is the fundamental baseline like element needed for life. And so to bring fresh water to people is really a great cause, and that's what Charity Water does. And I'm proud to say that 100% of the proceeds that we donate, that are donated for this event, go directly towards um, those freshwater initiatives, because they've had this like group of angel investors or whatever that cover their operating expenses for Charity Water, the organization, like the rent for their offices and things like that, the salaries, such that different events that are just raising funds for Charity Water, 100% of those proceeds go towards these freshwater initiatives in the communities around the world who need it most. So, really, really amazing organization, and really proud and happy to be supporting them again.
So what I meant before is that after you link your account with Twitch, and you still don't see your drop on Steam, if you go to the same page and scroll down, there is a check for missing drops button, and that should kind of get it into your Steam.
Oh, gotcha, Misty. Sorry for cutting you off
Yeah.
there. My bad. I'm
It's all
like a
good.
chicken with his head cut off at the moment, getting ready for this event. So I'm kind of a maniac. But with that, we are going to wind the stream down, and we'll be back Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern to stream the event for this weekend and all that good stuff. Once again, a huge thank you to everyone who's participated. A huge thank you to everyone who's helped put this event together. Really excited to see this event go off this weekend. Check out charitablerust.com/schedule for the schedule of the weekend events. Definitely make sure you're getting the drops and checking out the item store for the item store skins. And yeah, just a huge thank you to everyone for supporting this amazing cause. We've got a video to show off here to wind down the stream, so we're going to do that. And yeah, a huge thank you as always to Artemis and Miss D for being my co-MCs as well.
You're welcome as always.
Yep, you're most welcome. Was it the skins or the trailer that you wanted, Bugs, at the end?
Let's do the skins.
Perfect.
And yeah, just thank you once again, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful week and a wonderful wipe. This is Bugs signing off.